Promise. Around the end of her first summer holidays in junior high, Ayako's parents got divorced. It was a cool summer where the sun barely showed its face. It wasn't very nice. After her father left, Ayako lived alone with her mother. Her mother was a hat designer who was busy with work every day. Around this time, for some reason Ayako felt like the air was getting thinner, and sometimes her chest hurt. Then she started taking time off school. Still, while she was in the first grade, she went to school at least once a week. But in the second grade, she no longer had Akiyama sensei as her homeroom teacher. She lost all motivation to keep going and instead stayed at home. Once the summer holidays for her second year at junior high were over, a new semester began. Clinging to her mother and crying, she made it as far as the school gates, but the closer she got, the worse she felt. Her chest started to hurt. She feared that if she took one step inside, she would take her last breath and die. Then she visited Satoru's place. He was an apprentice at a Chinese noodle shop. He always worked until late, so whenever Ayako went, he was asleep. "What? You didn't go to school again today?" he said from the bed. "It's not that I don't want to go." Lazily, Satoru kicked the blankets off and got up. "Well, whatever. Let's go outside." They got on his bike and rode over to Nishigawa Park. They had first met there last autumn. On that particular day, Ayako skipped school and was sitting on a bench at the park, staring at the sky. "Hey," a voice said as someone sat next to her. It was Satoru. As he spoke, oxygen filled the air near her and it was easier to breathe. "Sometimes I wonder why I'm here. Don't you think that's weird?" "No, not at all. Every day I wash the dishes, wipe the tables and do deliveries. In the morning again I wash the dishes, wipe the tables, do deliveries. Well, who cares? I've now met you," he said, smiling at her. "I'm glad I met you too. It's so easy to breathe next to you." The two of them went down to the riverbank and laid down to look at the sky. It was so quiet that it seemed like time itself had stopped. At some point, the sun began to set, and next thing they knew, it was night. Back at Ayako's house, there was a big fuss. Her mother spoke to Akiyama sensei, and the two of them split up to find Ayako. They searched for her all night, and the next morning, Akiyama sensei found her sitting alone on a bench at Nishigawa Park. "Do you understand what we've been through looking for you? Your mother is terribly worried," Akiyama sensei said, looking at Ayako's face. "I'm sorry." "What's wrong? You can tell me." "But I don't have anything to talk about." Instead of words, tears fell one after the other instead. "Okay, I get it. Well, the cultural festival isn't too far away. This is a good chance for you to come back to school. Hey, you made lots of aprons and hats during the first grade, right? We're going to display those. Promise me you'll come." "Okay." Ayako honestly wanted to go, but deep inside, she didn't want to be around so many people. "That's a promise. We'll be waiting for you." "Okay." "Okay, well, your mother's waiting for you, so go straight home." Thinking of her mother's face, she slowly made her way home. Finally, the following day was the cultural festival. Around 5 p.m, Akiyama-sensei wanted to see the Home Economics Club display again, so he went to check it out. The noisy building had now settled down as most students went home. He walked down the hall towards the display. It seemed someone was already inside. Who could that be at this hour? He got closer and looked through the window. The desks were all pushed over to the windows and the display items were on top of that. However, one desk and chair had been pulled out, and Ayako herself was sitting there. "Oh, Ayako-san, thank you for coming." Akiyama-sensei reached out to open the door, but for some reason, it wouldn't. He tried the back door, but it was also shut tight. "Ayako-san, can you open the door?" He knocked on it and called out. But Ayako's pale neck drooped forward and both her hands sat on her knees. "Ayako-san?" He tried the front door again, trying with all his might to open it. This time, it opened easily. "Ayako-san?" He swallowed the rest of the sentence before he could stop himself. Her desk and chair were gone, like they had never been there to begin with. And Ayako's apron from the display flooded to the ground before him. That day, at the same time, Ayako and Satoru rode into a lake. It was a lake far to the north. Akiyama-sensei didn't learn of this until later. It was said that, with the headlights on, the two of them looked like shooting stars as they fell into the lake, drowned in the colors of the sunset.